Well, you liked it more than I did. Well, I'm gonna start with the bad.
Everything. No.
Everything. Okay, I'm done. No. I I like the fact that one of my complaints about the first movie is a lack of subtlety where they shove everything in your face. So they made a sequel in 3D where they literally shove everything in your face. Basically, almost every complaint I have about the first movie is at least in this movie as well, if not multiplied. The gore, like what's with people being hung upside down and gutted alive while people eat burgers with viscera coming out? What what did that have to do with anything? Is Heather supposed to be a vegan or something? The plot moves along really fast. It's like the first movie. If the first movie is as subtle as a kick to the head, then this one is as subtle as a decapitation with the head flying at the camera, which was in there.
Get it?
um, the dialogue is clunky as hell and just like filled with exposition. Well, I had to get a present for my daughter on her 18th birthday. Most of the actors just kind of sleepwalk through the whole thing. Claudia is pretty much inconsequential for the most part. She's there pretty much just so they can go, yep, Claudia's in this. She is behind the whole thing, but she has very little screen time in her human form. I keep saying that Pyramid Head is a joke now, but they managed to top my expectations by making him a good guy, basically.
Oh.
That really was.
I was able to predict what was going to happen in the end because someone gave me their vague impressions of the movie on Facebook before I saw it, and they mentioned, quote, the Pokemon battle at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Jesus.
I
So
was waiting for something like that myself. I saw that comment.
So as soon as Heather is all, help me, and Pyramid Head chopped off the arms of those guys who were trying to grab her through the bars and then walked away, I leaned over to Lee and said, I know where this is going.
Yup.
The thing with Vincent, you can probably guess my thoughts on that one. He's one of my favorite characters in the Silent Hill universe.
And now
He's
look at
supposed
him.
to be an aristocrat who is well dressed, but really he's this weaselly, cunning, creepy guy. And making him into a teenage love interest is just wrong on so many levels. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he did end up being a cult member, so there is kind of an air of dishonesty about him, so it's maybe less of a travesty than it could have been, but they just didn't do anything interesting with it. It pretty much just plays out exactly the way you'd expect it to, and the whole relationship thing just feels really forced. Now for the good. It was short. No, it was only 90 minutes. No.
You
Um,
got me.
Even though it wasn't totally necessary, just as a fan, it was kind of neat seeing some stuff play out that was only mentioned in Silent Hill 3, like Harry killing the cult member and just like Harry being around in general. For whatever it's worth, Adelaide Clemens was good. She played a good Heather, considering the script she had to work with. I thought Malcolm McDowell was great. What I really wanted to see was him playing the Leonard from the game, more or
Mm.
less, where he's this scary, fanatical cult member. In the movie, he was just this kind of crazy old kook until he turned into a monster anyway, but he was kind of a fun character. I guess I liked Harry, but he got so little screen time, it's hard to tell. Same with Claudia, basically. I think that long white hair on Carrie Ann Moss is really unflattering. With her features, it
No.
makes her look like some kind of Halloween witch. But, realizing that she's at least old enough to have a teenage kid and not meant to be only a little older than Heather, it doesn't bother me as much. There was one bit where she was chewing the scenery, and for a second there, I was able to shut my brain off and appreciate how much it reminded me of Claudia chewing the scenery in the game with her Shakespearean monologuing. Then I realized that she has none of the moral ambiguity that Claudia had in the game, so she's just this completely two-dimensional evil character, and so really not that interesting. Um, Fun fact, though, her costume in the movie is based on an unused design from Silent Hill 3.
Oh,
Nice.
interesting.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's an odd choice, but it's interesting.
Doesn't look good, but it's interesting.
I also liked Douglas for the small amount of time we got to see him. He's a little young, but I guess his voice sounded a lot like his voice in the game, or reminded me of it or something. I wish they hadn't killed him off after like 2 seconds.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Why even have him in the movie?
Exactly.
Yeah, really. I kind of like the scene where Heather faces the memory of Alessa on the carousel. People made fun of the bit where they hug, but I think it kind of makes sense in context, and they're supposed to be since they're supposed to be merging into one being, I think. I guess that's it. I reserve the right to change my mind about any of this because usually I need to see a movie at least a second time before it can all really, sink in.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I laughed a lot.
all the
90%
wrong
of that was
reasons.
unintentional comedy.
You're laughing for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and at the same time, it hurt my brain because I'd realize I'm laughing during a Silent Hill movie, and that's
Yeah, that's
just
bad.
wrong.
Yeah.
I would die a little inside when I realized that.
Unless it's a Silent Hill movie that has the UFO ending in it.
Yeah, really.
Oh man, with the song.
Yeah.
Actually, I just
And
remembered
the dog. And the dog.
the dog's the best, man.
Yeah.
No, I actually just remembered two things though that I totally forgot about. When you mentioned that when they were carving the organs out of that hanging upside down guy
Mhm.
and cooking him for some stupid reason, that was honestly, if they just had the guy carving him, that'd be creepy. But the cooking him really just took it to the one step too far, to the point where it just got silly. But I just realized that kind of reminds me of when you see Walter performing surgery on that one patient in Silent Hill 4, and then he looks at you and you just run out of the room
Mhm.
because he's just digging whatever out. You don't really see it. And also, I remembered one other thing. This really actually pissed me off. When Claudia, it wasn't her villain monologue speech, it was when she was talking to Vincent. She mentions that Christabella, that woman, that witch
Oh.
burner in the first movie, was her
Reminds me of something,
sister.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Claudia's Christabella's sister? Really?
Well, you
Also,
know what-
people don't talk like that. You don't tell your son, my sister Christabella, like just freaking Aunt Chrissy or Aunt Christabella. I don't know.
That goes back to the dialogue being really bad. But you
Yes.
reminded me of something, and I totally forgot to mention this. They mention in the first movie that Christabella is the sister of Dahlia. In this
So,
movie,
all sisters.
they mention that Claudia is also Christabella's sister. So therefore, Claudia and Dahlia are sisters. So that makes Heather and Vincent cousins.
Ew.
Sort of.
That's a good point.
Ew.
Oh.
Keep it in the family.
Whoa.
Oh.
Vincent is going to experience the pleasures of this world.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't realize the familiar. That's nuts. I completely forgot about Christabella and Dahlia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently the director did too. The director of
Wow.
the second movie did too. But yeah, this movie did the impossible and made me appreciate the first movie. I will always have complaints about the first movie, but in my opinion, this one is way worse.
Also, one thing I also forgot to mention, this movie had too many jump scares.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yes.
Yeah.
I do acknowledge that Silent Hill 1 had a bunch of audio jump scares, but this one really went over the top. Especially with the orchestral stings backing up what would have
Jump
been...
jump scares are the lazy man's way of doing horror.
And orchestral stings behind jump scares, like that
Yeah.
one thing where that dream sequence where it had Alessa just like tearing up the town, and then
Yeah.
she looks up quick and it's like, "Pachang!" I'm like, you didn't need to do that.
Okay, now it is my turn to bitch and moan. Oh God, where to
Everybody
start?
make yourselves comfortable.
Yes, this will take a while. Okay, if the first Silent Hill was the retarded cousin of video game to movie adaptations, Silent Hill Revelation 3D would be the retarded cousin twice removed from a second marriage. I don't know what that means.
Say, give me a second, get some pencil and paper.
The first one was not good by any stretch of the imagination. Other than the fact I respect the hell out of the fact that they used practical effects for the monsters instead of constantly, in this age of CGI, that they actually like, when like using practical effects is considered daring and fucking groundbreaking. It's just like
It's like par for the course in the 80s.
yeah, it's like Terminator 2. You know, they used almost all practical effects, even on like the big shit. Anyway, that's a tangent for another time. But yeah, okay, so Silent Hill Revelation. I keep wanting to say Silent Hill 2. That's Silent Hill
Yeah,
Revelation.
don't do that.
Yeah.
I would dare not sully this name. Okay, so Silent Hill Revelation. First off, okay, what I liked, again, they implemented practical effects very, very well. For a good portion of it, the scenery and atmosphere were set up well, and trying to think of something else good.
Heather looked like Heather.
No, that's actually something I have an issue with. I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay.
It looked purty there. That's about it. Now on to the what I would call the middle fingers to the fans. One, Heather looks too much like Heather. I will
because
elaborate.
no one else looks like their character parts?
Yes.
So it just sticks out like a sore thumb?
Heather looks like somebody cosplaying as Heather.
Okay.
And when she gets the vest and puts it on, it's like, okay, you are no longer Heather. You are somebody cosplaying as a character from the game. She looks too much like Heather. And I say, if you're going to go that route, have Claudia look like Claudia. Okay, Dina, you were saying that Carrie Ann Moss's features didn't really, with the hair and everything, didn't really match with the long white hair and everything. I could argue the same thing for Claudia in the game. However, if you give her the exact same getup that she had in the game, I think it would have looked a lot better. So there's that. Also, I like the fact that Sean Bean actually has shit to do in this one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Not much, but
Instead of looking around and not finding things.
And I would argue that he technically does die in this movie. Granted, it's in a dream, but he does get killed.
Yeah.
So technically, he does die in this movie. It's just
Gotta keep that quote up.
Yeah, he quote unquote dies. It's just not real. But he does. But he does die, and he dies on the inside because of his wife.
Well, that's not Harry. That's actually Sean Bean.
So, yeah, Sean Bean dies a little inside from being in this movie. So, but the actress that played Rose is in this. That is a bad thing.
Yeah.
The dialogue between these two is soap opera bad.
It's pretty.
Like,
oh my love.
Apparently, she only knows Harry by the name My Love. Like,
So annoying. She did it like 3 times too.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you in our special place.
It's like, my love, I have missed you so. I cannot come back yet, my love. You must protect Heather, my love. Goodbye.
I didn't even notice that. That's crazy.
Goodbye, my love.
That distracted the hell out of me during that scene.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
I mean, that's like Passion's level of soap opera bad. Yes, I have actually watched Passions. Don't judge me. But yeah, that's like people on Days of Our Lives would not recite such dreck. But Sean Bean actually is trying to make the dialogue work, whereas Rose, it's just like, my love, my love, my love. You know, what is?
Well, she was only in she only had 3 lines, so you were spared a little bit.
What is love, my love? Baby, you don't hurt me, my love. Anyway, so yeah, but yeah, the Harry Mason character had a lot more to do, especially when it compared to the first one. I mean, in the first one, all he did was drive. Whereas...
And not find things.
Yeah, or...
Sorry, sir, you can't come in here. Oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, or find things after, like, oh, she's in Silent Hill. It's like, yeah, we know that already. You know? So, I mean...
Well, yeah, it's like what Dina said in her video. Like, he finds things that Rose finds, only not to the degree that Rose finds them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Cheryl is the key. Cheryl's in the town. Like,
It's like Rose goes to Silent Hill. Sean finds whatever the fuck his name is in Silent Hill. Sean finds out that they've gone to Silent Hill. He goes to Silent Hill. You know, it's just like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, it's like I said, Heather looks too much like Heather. She looks too much like the character in the game, and for something like this, that's a bad thing. Because if you're making just one character the spitting image of how they are in the game, and the others don't look like that, or at least make an effort, then that's lazy.
Actually, you know what that reminds me of, though? You know Vincent in the movie?
Uh-huh.
Like, of course he's the actor who plays Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. Nobody would shut the hell up about that the moment they saw that first screenshot.
I've never.
But you know what I really didn't think about until just now? Yes, he looks like Jon Snow, but his hairstyle didn't change at all. Like, he actually looks like Jon Snow from the show. So it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And the Vincent character, having him be... Okay, it's bad enough to have him be a high schooler. It's even worse to have him as a love interest for Heather.
Mm.
Because, okay, Vincent goes from the creepy uncle persona in Silent Hill 3 to the romantic love interest in the movie. One of these things is not like the other. So, it's like, oh, and he's got this wonderful chest tattoo with a knife pulled on him by the clit.
That was expert Mark's craftsmanship, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No one's that good with tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can I just that reminds me of something
Yeah.
that I never really thought of. They basically took Vincent and sort of tried to make him into a sympathetic character.
Mm-hmm.
They took Claudia, who was already a sympathetic character, and just made her into an evil,
Yeah, the role.
two-dimensional character.
The role.
Maybe if Vincent had yellow teeth, it would have been better.
But yeah, I mean, the roles seem to be almost reversed. Now, I'm not saying that Claudia in the game was a two-dimensional character, but I'm saying like the roles seem to be reversed, whereas Claudia should have been the more sympathetic one, and Vincent should have been the more, there's no other way to say it. Vincent should have been the creepy character that he was in the game, to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, probably not as bad, because, I mean, for whatever fucking reason. But still.
I'm sorry. you keep
okay.
giving me these ideas I never thought about. They almost could have switched their roles and they would have been more similar to like they were. Like, they could have had Claudia be the younger.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously take out the love interest thing.
Oh, yeah.
They could have had Claudia be the younger character who, like, befriends her and gets her to come to Silent Hill, and Vincent could have been, like, the more evil character who's behind everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, that doesn't exactly match. But it doesn't exactly match how he was in Silent Hill 3, but at least it's a little closer.
Yeah, and it's just, like, basic shit. Like in the game, when Heather and Claudia first had their first confrontation, like, when they say, with that whole speech of, remember who you are and your true self, that whole thing. That was a pivotal moment in the game. Because, I mean, like at least for, I'm speaking for myself primarily, but at least for me, that was a pivotal moment because you at least have a face to the person that is starting up all this shit.
Right.
And,
Actually, okay, go ahead.
And I also just realized, in the Silent Hill comic, Still Dying. Guess what the name of the of the villain in the comic is?
I don't know the comics.
Christabella.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
Oh,
yeah.
I know who you mean. Yeah.
She is
That's
a foul-mouthed little girl. Could not be more than 10 years old. So yeah, that's interesting. So,
I was dying inside, I think.
Yeah, dying inside. Yeah.
Actually, but what you said about the quote being pivotal,
Yeah.
probably one of the most memorable quotes in the entire game of Silent Hill 3. And to be fair, in order to be able to use this quote in the movie and get away with it, you would have had to have Heather kill more than a single insane patient monster.
Yeah.
Because in Silent Hill, it's a Silent Hill game, and Silent Hill 2's monsters you really could kind of sleepwalk through.
Yeah.
There's a reason the monsters were not difficult in that game. They're actually not supposed to be that hard.
Yeah.
Want to talk about Silent Hill 2? Talk about Silent Hill 2 somewhere else. But like in Silent Hill 3, because I'm already deviating enough as it is. But in Silent Hill 3, the monsters are really kind of out to get you, and they're actually hard. So you're probably gonna be killing a bunch of monsters. So the absolute killer quote in Silent Hill 3 when you encounter Vincent for maybe it was the second time or something, where you're just like, man, I've been killing monsters left and right or whatever, and he just looks at you and he actually looks concerned, and he's like, wait, they look like monsters to you?
Yeah.
And like Heather flips out, and then he's like, no, I was kidding, it's just a joke, but you know it's not, and you're like, like they leave it ambiguous, but like Vincent honestly was like, they look, he looked like he was playing it straight. So you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if they should have taken that angle in the movie. They would have had to rewrite a lot of the movie to be able to pull that in just for that one line. But
also, I think if they did that, then this would have been something that would have had to go through several movies.
That is true, because like they cut out. I mean, to be fair, they cut out the apartment building, like that abandoned apartment building, and honestly, that have that big of a story role in the game, like. They were honestly right to cut that out in the movie, but yeah, if they were gonna have Heather kill a lot of monsters, it would have become a freaking Resident Evil movie, and God knows we don't need that.
No, well,
you know what really would be cool though with monsters? That would have been the numb bodies. Like I know you made fun of them in your Game Den retrospective of Silent Hill 3, but like honestly, running into one that would have been freaky as hell.
Yeah, they're pretty gross looking. It's mainly their behavior in the game that makes them funny because they're just so damn stupid. They like run into you and beg you to beat the shit out of them.
Just see Heather see one and just poke him like with the stick, you know, just like
seriously though. If you see one of those like in the subway tracks or like underground, like the huge ones, like that would be it. Man. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Just see one of the numbs go like, oh, isn't it cute? And it's just like,
like,
oh, I am a menacing monster, roar, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that moan sound. It's like, oh, forget this.
Yeah. Okay, so I will say I love the how they take certain parts of the certain environments from the game and try to recreate it, like the fairgrounds and the like. I think they did a fantastic job doing that. Again, with the Rob the Rabbit reference, he was just all over the fucking place. So that was cool. My big gripe when it comes to the soundtrack, there was one song that on the soundtrack is my absolute favorite. I listen to it all the time. I wish they would have put it in there. It's the song Letter
from Lost Days.
Yeah, Letter from Lost Days.
Which one is that? The I Need a Miracle one?
No, Letter from Lost Days is the song that plays when Heather is in the car in the game. Heather's in the car with Douglas and she's talking about Harry's death and
that was a good one.
I adore that song. It is just so I actually want to learn how to play that song. I love that song so much. It's just really good. The one thing I can take note from is that once again the sexy nurses are, and I use that in quote, and I use that term very loosely. The sexy nurses are regulated to one scene and one scene only. So yay for that.
Yeah, but that was the case in the first movie too.
Yeah, they had that.
Also, I forgot to mention something. I know it's totally immature, but I kept laughing every time like one of the nurses would come at a guy and he would like tase her right in the boobs.
I didn't even notice that. I just noticed like, no, back away. I'm like, why are they here? Why are you going toward them?
I don't know what it is, but for some reason I just found that hilarious. I mean, I guess you probably do tase. I guess you probably aim for the heart when you tase somebody, but just them tasing the boobs and them tasing the nurses in the boobs. I don't know. That just made me laugh for some reason.
I will say that when the nurses stopped moving, like they ended their motions like in some pretty awkward poses. It was really like those are some creepy poses. Like that was actually really impressive.
Yeah. Like and the gurney cam.
Yeah.
You watched the gurney cam in 3D. I literally almost got sick. Just like
Silent Hill 2 when you're on the gurney going through the other worlds, like into the other world in the hospital.
No,
it didn't spin. I'll give you that.
Yeah, Yeah. You weren't there as it was tilting over.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like the camera was attached to the
Yeah.
thing.
And Leonard. Okay, first off, this was not Leonard. This was Malcolm McDowell playing Malcolm McDowell.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anything Malcolm McDowell is in is automatically, it gets bonus points from me. Not many, but still, it's fucking Malcolm McDowell. So he was just there. He was just there being wonderful and insane. So I have nothing bad to say about his performance. Pyramid Head, also known as Valtiel 2.0.
Yeah, right?
This is what they did. They took, I was like, okay, so we have this character from Silent Hill 3. What does he do? Jack shit. He doesn't do a thing.
He's a throne. You sit on him.
He just watches over Heather, and whenever Heather dies, he revives her or whatever. It's like, yeah, let's get Pyramid Head back in. This is like why? Like, because fucking Pyramid Head, got the knife and.
Actually, it would have been extremely disorienting to people who hadn't played the game, and honestly, to people who had played the game.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that have honestly been the coolest goddamn thing if partway through the movie, Heather just straight up gets killed, you see Valtiel dragging her away, and then you could play it off as waking up from a dream or something, so viewers are more accustomed to, like, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But either way, just have her back a few rooms or whatever, and, like, don't explain it. That would have been freaking amazing.
That actually would have worked a lot. Like, have one be the protector and one be the executioner. Like,
yeah, or you could even see those.
If you're going to have Pyramid Head in there, have him do his fucking job. Don't make him a good guy.
Oh, seriously.
It's like have Valtiel be the protector. Although if he's having,
they almost could have put Valtiel in Pyramid Head's place, and he would have.
Instead,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he was running the merry-go-round.
It would have been, again, it wouldn't have been exactly like his role in the game, but at least it would have been closer, you know?
Yeah, well, like when it's powering the merry-go-round, that's what Valtiel would have done anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although, if you think about it, if Valtiel is constantly having to revive Heather, he's probably not a very good protector. So
it's good enough, man. He killed Claudia in like a second. He's faster than you think.
Yeah, but instead of just, again, sticking to the source material, they think Pyramid Head has fucking pawns. Let's put Pyramid Head in here, and they give him. It's like, yeah, you're doing Valtiel's job now. Do I get paid more? No. All right, let's go.
Do I get paid more?
You
know what would have also been a cool iconic image, actually, is those bodies hanging under the cloths with the feet sticking out when you see Valtiel turning the valves. Again, that wouldn't make sense in the movie without having that set up, but like that was a crazy powerful image in the game.
I would even say, Justin, I would go so far as to say that there is, in fact, a Silent Hill 4 reference. Yeah, I'm
you got my attention.
I'm reaching for this. I'm grasping at straws. I'm grasping at the straws of the straws. But in the hallway where Heather gets grabbed, and Pyramid Head does his little slice and dice salad shooter impression. Does that not remind you of the insane asylum from Silent Hill 4?
Not really, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, you suck then.
Silent Hill 4's prison was a panopticon. Like, you never Bellegarde.
Honestly, when I saw that, that's when I first saw that was my first thought. It's like,
because in 4 it was a children's prison.
What was that one guy that did something?
Andrew DeSalvo.
Yeah,
the fat guard.
Yeah, the one guy that did stuff to younger Walter or whatever.
Yeah, the fat guard. Yeah, Andrew DeSalvo, right?
Yeah. I don't know what he did, but
well, one of the main things he did, and you kind of see this when you play the game. You see the shadow going by, like I said, it's a panopticon. Like, they can see you, you cannot see them, but you would see his shadow occasionally because he did that on purpose for the purpose of scaring the little kids because he's a dick. Like, and he acknowledges that later.
See, when I first,
Pyramid Head is just there. He's just walking right in front of you.
when I first saw that long hallway and all those doors and everything, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw that.
Was a circular prison, though. And I know I'm nitpicking your nitpick, but so it's like
I
don't.
respect your nitpick, sir, and I give you an anal retentive nitpick. No,
I reject your nitpick and I substitute my own.
Nitpick inception.
Yeah, I realize that might be reaching, but that was something that you could see that as a somewhat obscure Silent Hill 4 reference.
I'll have to watch for that next time I see the movie because I really don't remember what the hallway looked like
there weren't
in the
any
movie. So if it was completely concrete, then maybe.
Because
it was like it was the Otherworld's prison with the bars and everything. It was all rusted up. Like it wasn't really like a long hallway because the prison was kind of white and immaculate in Silent Hill 4.
I mean, it seemed like they literally referenced every other game. It would only stand to reason they would reference one.
I'll still fall back on Walter doing impromptu surgery on that one patient where he's just casually tearing the guts out, kind of like the way the person did with the butcher did in the mall in the movie.
Yeah.
That's as far as I would go.
But
even then, I don't know if that counts.
But yeah, okay, so finally we get to Alessa versus Alessa. And what I like to call the Tron Legacy ending. Where okay, spoilers! If you haven't seen Tron Legacy, close your ears now. In Tron Legacy,
I said I have to edit this, so I'm screwed. But go ahead.
Okay, in Tron Legacy, Finn and his cybernetic counterpart, like to close up the world of Tron, like they merge. Like so, he hugs him and he merges with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And what do the Alessas do in Silent Hill Revelation 3D?
Yep.
They hug. Yep. And it's like oh, somebody watched Tron Legacy. Okay. It's like
I've never seen the movie, so that's over my head.
It's the first thing I thought when I saw it. Like, oh, somebody's a fan of Tron. So yeah. But to be fair, the constant transitions of the Alessas in that scene were really, really cool. Like
the fire thing was a little unnecessary, but otherwise.
Okay, so we come back to like the inner sanctum of the fairgrounds, which sounds really weird when you think about it. It's Satan's fairgrounds, and this is the inner circle or whatever. Harry is alive still, which strike one. Like so many. Yeah, so Harry is still alive, and again, I would say a very slight Silent Hill 2 reference, because I would say that when he says, "Leave her alone," he sounds just like Guy Seehee.
Oh, good catch, man! I didn't notice that.
I'll have to listen for that.
If you listen to it really carefully, he's like, you leave her alone." It's like just like
leave us both the hell alone.
Leave us both the hell alone. I love
and yet Heather was not stabbed with a spear.
Yeah, yeah. If you listen to it, to me, it sounded just like Guy Seehee, or he was doing his best Guy Seehee impression.
That's amazing.
So yeah, there was that. It was just like, oh my god, that sounded just like Guy. That was cool. So. Yeah, so she gives Claudia the seal of Metatron, and I'm sorry, I got that in my head because I watched the Cinema Snobs.
So I was gonna say Metatron's legit. That was like an old school angel or Nephilim or something like that. I think it was an angel.
Yeah, because I was watching the Cinema Snobs video, the midnight screening. So it's like, so anyway, Heather has the, what is it, the seal of Megatron? I was like, and Jillian's like, no, Jillian was going ape shit over the. Anyway.
Yeah, she's the Silent Hill fan, so she was like particularly sensitive to this movie. She was like, no.
But yeah, so she hands Claudia the seal of Metatron, and it's like, I want to see what you really look like. Only, you know, not nearly that deep and transsexual sounding.
She should have eaten her father's gift and vomited up a fetus, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Where was my fetus eating scene, goddammit?
Yeah, why didn't Claudia eat a fetus? Come on.
Oh, no, there would have been protests and shit.
Could you imagine?
Catholic,
Coughing up is bad enough, and Claudia just shooting in her mouth? Jesus Christ.
fucking Catholic right would be like, this movie promotes abortion. Like, what?
Abortion of a dark god, you're welcome.
Anyway, I don't know where that came from. So she turns into. Oh, I didn't even mention the useless scene with the other mannequin. So again, okay, the mannequin spider thingy.
Reminds me of something else, but I'm gonna let you finish
That moved
first.
too quickly for a Silent Hill enemy.
Yeah, it was a mannequin. Yeah, it was a fucking mannequin spider. I'm sorry, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
The girl that Heather tried to save. That scene was completely pointless.
Yeah, I was like, is she gonna join the party? This is gonna make the movie weird. Oh, she's dead. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Leonard dies within 2 minutes of the movie. What the fuck? God.
There he goes again.
I need my pills. Leonard dies in the literally at most the first 20 minutes of the movie.
What, Douglas?
Yeah, Douglas. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Leonard dies within 2 minutes, but I mean, he does that in the game, too.
Yeah. He dies in the first 20 minutes. What in the blue bloody fuck are they thinking?
That was weird as hell. I was like,
Yeah.
he lost his fingers? How is he gonna do what? Oh, never mind, he's dead.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look, I have to tell you something. Oh, he's dead. Never
Oh,
mind.
God.
The world will never know. But, okay.
He actually managed to be even more useless than he was in Silent Hill 3.
That,
He didn't do much in 3. Well, he drove her there, but Vincent took that role over.
yeah,
I know. In the end, he doesn't do a lot, but
that's a rare,
Yeah.
that is a rare thing. They made a semi-useless character in the game even more useless in the movie. So, bravo for that.
That's rather impressive.
Yes. Okay, so, the mannequin spider, Heather saves the girl. She dies immediately. Whole scene was pointless. Could have been taken out. Okay.
Yeah, seriously, she didn't get anything in that room.
There was
it was just
nothing-
to showcase mannequins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta point something out really quick.
Okay.
The mannequin spider.
Uh-huh.
You know what that reminded me of?
What's that?
Do you remember that scene in
Homecoming?
Toy Story
Oh, the erector
With-
baby
where
kid.
they're in Sid's room and the little doll head thing is under the bed and
We'll never look
the
same way again.
Woody's like, oh hey little guy, and it comes out
Yeah,
and
and it,
it's
like, scuttles
this
out.
horrific, doll head stuck on a mechanical scorpion body. That's totally
Well, no,
what
how
that
about
reminded me
Silent
of.
Hill Homecoming?
Oh, thank you for ruining Toy Story for me now. I appreciate that.
Whatever.
That was a dick move, Dina. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, okay. Heather gives Claudia the seal of Metatron. He says, "I want to see your real form or whatever." And she turns into like you said, Dina, a Cenobite reject. However, I liked it. I thought it was interesting. Impractical? Oh hell yes. But I mean, because she can't see for one thing.
Well, I guess admittedly more practical than the dark god that takes up the whole damn room. Because that would have looked corny in the movie, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, sure, if you're gonna throw that in my face, then fine.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you and your logic and like, ooh, this makes sense. Whatever.
Well, I didn't like it, but like now that I think about it, the real end boss of the game would have looked bad in the movie.
Yeah. So the original monsters that they came up with some of them were actually pretty okay. Unfortunately, Claudia's monster was all CG. So
Yep.
that's another strike against them. So Heather starts going on about like, oh my God, help me! I'm a woman. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vincent was right next to her. He didn't.
Kick my ass. So she's trying. So Heather is just like, holy shit, what do I do now? And then PH comes out. He will not be known as PH. Comes in, and this movie goes from Silent Hill to Mortal Kombat.
Yep. Complete with arena with fire.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Mortal Kombat thing to go off. And yeah, this goes into like, okay, first off, Pyramid Head is not a good guy. He is not a good guy. He is a bad thing.
Honestly, he's not a good guy, but to be like, not to be contrary. Honestly, I'm serious. I would argue against him being a bad guy.
He is a manifestation of James's punishment. For something.
Exactly. He's there to punish James, not to kill him. And when James gets it, you see them take a step back at the end of the game, and they kill themselves because their jobs are done. He gets it. We're done.
But one thing he is not a fucking good guy. He is.
Oh,
not,
hell
no. He is not somebody like, here I come to save the day. No.
Yeah, no.
Do that. That's like
Pyramid Head to the rescue.
It turns into a barroom brawl between Pyramid Head and the Claudia monster thingy. And
Red blades.
Pyramid Head, not a good fighter. He's not a good fighter. He could take a lot of punishment. That is.
He got impaled outside the back of him, and he was fine.
Two things reminded me of that when I saw them fighting. First Mortal Kombat, and then Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Freddy vs. Jason, because they're not nearly as iconic, but it was just like...
Yeah, Claudia was Jason and Pyramid Head was Freddy. No, other way around. Claudia was Freddy and Pyramid Head was Jason.
Yeah, and it's just like okay, two bad guys fighting?
I think they wanted us to think of it as Freddy versus Jason because
Yeah, they'll fight all
people
day
are
and then
dying to see these two fight each other.
Yeah,
they'll fight all day. Neither of them will go down until Freddy's decapitated. Except that in the movie, he's not done yet. Oh.
Like, Jason won that fight. I'm just anyway.
Yeah, but I know Freddy lived, but Jason was the winner. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so so Pyramid Head eventually, but it's like you were saying, Justin. Like that great knife, it's good for like slow people like James, because he can walk around and shit. But it's not good for the Claudia monster, who is like...
She was dancing around that arena.
Exactly. And it's just like, the only reason he won is because he got a lucky shot.
Pretty much. Like when she impaled him, that held her fast.
And she almost took off his pyramid helmet thingy.
His wedge.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping they would. Because it'd be like, it was Valtiel the whole time.
That would be
could
an
you
interesting
imagine?
twist.
And dude, remember, Valtiel is wicked fast when he feels like being. You don't see him move almost ever, but at the end of the game, he just literally pops in. Like he literally pops in and pulls Claudia in.
And then M. Night Shyamalan pops in and says, "What a twist!" And then
What a twist!
Yeah, I still have a theory that was Valtiel disguised as Pyramid Head.
It might as well have been, to be perfectly honest. Actually, by the way, one more thing about Pyramid Head. You know how he has that really deep moaning sound whenever he vocalizes? I get it, but in the games, except for his when you first see him do those weird hand motions after killing the nurse, or after killing the mannequin, he never makes a sound with a single exception, and this is a weird one, and it once again ties him to James. You know the sounds James makes when he gets hurt, where he's just like just the basic "you got hurt" in a video game sound?
Yeah.
That's the sound Pyramid Head makes when he does a vertical strike with his great knife. It's really damn hard to hear, but I actually went back and tried. You can hear it.
Interesting.
Like Pyramid Head is James straight up.
There is one scene where Pyramid Head moans in Silent Hill 2.
Well, yeah, that first one.
But
enough about the mannequins.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that. Oh, was that Pyramid Head? Or
that
was
actually wasn't.
yeah, that was the lying body, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was that scene where he's. Yeah.
It was
So-
just like,
You
oh,
can
and you're
hear
like,
him moaning
dude,
during that
again,
scene.
it's
It's
been, like,
really
20
fucked up.
Oh god, yeah, that'll just be. Anyway, Pyramid Head gets a lucky strike in, does the decapitation, and being as it's 3D, it flies at the screen.
Of course. And
Damn.
screams.
It has to, because it's fucking 3D. So yeah, they all leave when Sean Bean, who again dies in every movie, does not die in a movie based on a game where the main character fucking dies.
Well, I kind of like that they did that in a way because it's like they're messing with our expectations.
Biggest
you
twist
know?
ever.
Yeah, it's just like
Because we were waiting for him to die in the first movie, but it's like, no. He dies in Silent Hill 3. Like, no, he doesn't.
okay, so they get to the edge, and they get to the edge of town, and he's like, I can't go. I gotta go look for your mama. Hey, you, that's known my daughter for a little bit over a day. Take care of her. Bye. And then he leaves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been like 25, 26 hours, like in totality.
Yeah, it's just like, you do realize I was a member of the cult of the person you killed, right?
Really, that was my thought.
It's like, you do,
I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking,
Like,
hey, you
like,
strange.
it's like, have you, sir, have you seen my chest? I have a huge, body tattoo of the seal of
that
medical.
symbol you fear.
Yeah,
Was that Circle of the Sun or something like that?
it's like,
Halo of the Sun.
Halo of the Sun, excuse me.
yeah, it's just like, the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, so
He's a
yeah,
good judge of character, don't worry about it.
Anywho, so yeah, so now instead of Harry going around Silent Hill saying, "Have you seen a little girl?" It's now going to be him. Now Harry has turned into James.
James, yeah, have you seen my wife? She's about this tall, blonde.
Yeah, but think about it. That's literally what has happened. They have turned Harry Mason into James Sunderfield. Sunderland.
Sunderfield.
And then he runs into brunette Rose, who is called Rosette or something, and she's really flirtatious.
God damn it.
For some reason I had Kiefer Sunder. No, wait, that doesn't.
Oh, Keith Sutherland.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, he goes from Harry Mason to
James.
James. God damn it. Okay, let me try that again. He goes.
Now he can't say James.
So one time I can't say James. No. He goes.
Just think of Guy Seehey and it'll come to you. Ha!
It's like, yeah, he goes from James Mason to. God damn it!
Ah, we have a winner.
Okay, so he goes from Harry Mason to James Sunderland in the span of like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but
Yeah.
yes.
I'm calling it right now. If they do a third one, which they probably will because it's making bank. It's gonna be on Silent Hill 2, where all of a sudden now Harry has changed his name to
Again.
has changed his name to James and is now looking and is now looking for his wife, who he somehow in Silent Hill has killed, and is going is like.
And then he meets his daughter because her name was Mary that one time.
Yeah, it's like
Just have it be Sean Bean every time, like in the 4th movie, he'll be calling himself Alex Shepard, and
Oh Jesus! By the way, you know what I just realized actually? Now that I think about it, you know how the movie ended with a tease to like Downpour because you got the prison bus going in. Like, what are they going to encounter? Well, the thing is, the reason Downpour works is because it doesn't exist in the same universe as 1 and 3. Like,
fuck that up.
like they cure the town. Alessa was like in 1 and 3. Alessa was the cause of all that. They cured Alessa. The town is good now. So like, what's the prison bus going to encounter? A foggy town?
I don't think that happened in Silent Hill 3.
No. I'm saying in the movie.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, in the movie, they cured Alessa.
Sorry, I thought you were saying in the games that happened.
No. I meant to say in the game 1 and 3 are in the same universe, but not with Downpour. But in the movie, apparently Downpour will be in the same universe, which means that the town's cured. It's over. Even the fog went away. We are good. So what's the prison bus going to encounter? Like a place with nobody in it? Who cares? Keep driving.
Well, apparently the fog didn't really go away because Harry walked into it.
Yeah, you saw it pull back, and then Harry was just in the fog. You're like, what?
I don't know.
The fog's gone. Just kidding.
Honestly, the movie contradicts itself. The movie contradicts itself so damn much.
But within like 10 seconds, it's like the fog's gone. Except I needed to leave, so hold on 1 second.
Yeah, the thing that really got me that they never explained was that Heather, you can go, I can't. Why?
Well, no, he chose not to. He needs to find Rose.
No, yeah, and he gave her the seal of Metatron.
Who should be easy to find out there's no fog, by the way.
No, even in the beginning, with Rose, she talks about how it's like only one of us could go. Why in the blue bloody fucking hell could only one of you go?
Well, you know what it was? Rose got into there by accident, and it became Silent Hill. It was like half the worst ending of Silent Hill 1, where you were dead the whole time. Like Rose kind of, I think, entered that little realm. Sean Bean is very much alive, so he can't do that. That's my interpretation.
That's why
I might be stretching in order to justify something the director didn't think about.
That's why I'm thinking that if they do a third one, they're just going to do the in-water ending from Silent Hill 2, so that way Sean...
That would actually be a badass ending.
So
and you know that'd be the original ending,
yeah.
And then focus audiences would be like...
You! Finally, someone else that thinks the in-water ending is like, that's what I think happened in Silent Hill 2.
No.
It's possible considering Silent Hill 4.
I even told Guy that. I was just like, look, I think at the end, James killed himself. Because,
it might have happened based on what the superintendent says in Silent Hill 4.
All he says is that he never saw James again, which would probably be the case anyway, because he committed murder, so, it's not like he's just going to go back home and act like nothing happened.
But he committed murder 3 years ago, and nothing happened. He was fine. No consequences. And in the Leave ending, he left with Laura. So, with Maria... I don't really see that ending happening because she is not a person.
Well, Mary didn't actually die 3 years before Silent Hill 3. Mary contracted the illness Silent Hill 2, sorry. Yep. Mary contracted the illness 3 years before Silent Hill 2.
What?
So I think it's implied she died shortly before the game takes place.
Yeah,
But didn't his letter say she died 3 years ago?
James was remembering that she died 3 years ago, but he had it messed up.
Fair, it turned out.
Dude, just watch her videos on Silent Hill 2. It'll explain everything.
I have been a while.
Go back and watch the game then again. No.
I have fucking had those things on loop because they're really fun. I mean this in a non-kiss assy kind of way. They are just really fun to watch. It's just really fun. I enjoy it. I genuinely do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
they are well thought out.
Yeah. Also, Dana, I don't want this to creep you out, but I'm playing Mass Effect as a girl, and I named my female shepherd Dina Shepherd. So.
Okay.
I'm just thinking like what's a girl's name? She's like Dina. Okay, I'll put that in. It's like. For some reason, that was just like
the
first
moment you press enter, you're like, oh wait.
And that was just the first one that just popped in my head. So it's like, I'm gonna get it's like why would you name it after your co-host? Are you demented or something? Like, well yes, but that's not the issue.
Well, pretty much nothing you do surprises me anymore at this point. So.
Thank you. I think. I'm honestly not quite sure how to take that. It's like, it's said with love. Yeah, sure.
Until next time, try to enjoy the daylight.
You don't do that! God, my voice is cracking.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, what?